More American companies are moving forward with business agreements to operate in Cuba, with General Electric and Alphabet's Google unit among them, according to U.S. officials. Joining us now to discuss is WSJ reporter Felicia Schwartz in our Washington bureau. Hi, Felicia. Thanks for being with us.
Thanks for having me.
So, Felicia, the move to normalize relations with Cuba, prompted by the Obama administration, sparked a flurry of deals. U.S. airlines have already resumed commercial flights. What about the cruise and hotel industry?
So earlier this year, around the time that Obama took a historic trip to Cuba, Starwood's, now owned by Marriott, signed a 3-hotel deal. They're running 1 hotel in Cuba already, a 4-point Sheraton. Carnival earlier this year resumed started service to Cuba, and then there are 3 more cruise lines expected to announce deals in the coming weeks.
And all of that is
American cruise lines.
And all of that is just within the tourism industry, but it goes further than that, correct? Caterpillar has signed a distribution deal. And what about GE and Google? What are their plans on the island?
So we don't know. So earlier this year, GE signed a series of MOUs with the Cuban government to expand like medical services and some other devices. So I'm thinking they'll probably be acting on some of those MOUs they signed earlier this year. Google's been undertaking a whole series of efforts to try to improve internet access on the island, and we're hearing from U.S. officials and other people familiar with the discussions that they're going to be making some announcements in the coming weeks as well.
It's so interesting. Of course, the groundwork for many of these deals started months ago. Is there now a bit of a race to get the deals cemented before the new administration takes over?
So the White House started trying to push to get these deals done before the election and before Trump was elected. The idea being that, trying to make Obama's opening as permanent as possible. The death of Fidel Castro, the election of Trump, who has sent mixed signals on Cuba, adds some uncertainty and opportunity to all of this. But yeah, they're trying to get as much as they can done before January 20th.
Because, of course, we don't really know how Donald Trump will change Cuba policy. Like you said, there's been mixed signals, and he will certainly have a lot on his plate come January. How likely is it that Cuba will be that high on his list?
I don't think that it's probably priority number 1 for him. More recently, he's taken a harder line, saying, if the Cuban government doesn't make changes, that he would undo the deal that he made. There's not exactly a deal to be undone, but he could walk things back. But I have a feeling, and the people who are supportive of this in Congress, lobbyists, business interests, kind of think that Trump is a businessman, and if maybe he wouldn't be so quick to undo this. But I mean,
you never know. You never know.
Territory.
But it's true. When you do look at his business holdings, he is a businessman who seems to understand the resort industry. So one would maybe speculate that he wouldn't be so, closed to some more of that developing in Cuba. And the more companies move forward before he takes office, it will be harder for his administration to backtrack. Isn't that right?
Right, yeah. I think the thinking from the Obama administration is the more money invested towards moving into the island or actually on the island, the stronger the voices are to prevent this opening from being closed. And also, of course, the business argument is that if Americans are flooding the island, why should Spanish hotels or, European hotel companies benefit? Should be American companies seeing a piece of this. So they're hoping that thinking will prevail.
Good argument there. All right, Felicia Schwartz, thank you so much for that.
Thanks for having me.